A woman told reporters, quote, "I saw a demon." That's how she described her mother following a horrible incident. Shout out to Momsy for sending this story in. We gotta go to Detroit, Michigan for this one. Everybody from the D that's watching, shout out to you. Before we get into the story, take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Click that notification bell for all updates. If you're a new subscriber, include new subscriber in your comment below. And if you're from Detroit, drop Detroit below in the comments as well. On May 31st, Ashley Williams was celebrating her birthday. She turned 34 years old and was having a great time hanging out with her family and friends. Everything going just fine until her phone started ringing. Ashley answered the phone and her mother told her that she was having car trouble. The birthday woman quickly left the celebration to go and rescue her mom. Ashley and her fiance picked up her mother and took her back to the party. While at the party, Ashley's mom started drinking. And at the end of the night, Ashley and her fiance took her mom back to the house on the west side of Detroit. They went inside the house with her mother because Ashley had to use the bathroom. And while she was in the bathroom, Ashley noticed that her mother was talking to herself. Her mother got louder. She was fussing about her kids. That's when Ashley responded to her mom and told her mother that she never took accountability for anything. Her mom got so upset with her calling her out that she ran up to her to hit her. Ashley pushed her mother away from her. That's when her fiance, who was there, he stepped in between the two women and tried to de-escalate the situation. And you won't believe what she did next. Ashley's mom ran into the kitchen. She grabbed a knife. You know what? Take a look.
She stabbed me right in my heart and it was like, she said the B word. It was like, you could die. And I was still in shock.
Sitting in a hospital bed with a 12-inch scar down the middle of her chest, Ashley Williams in here because she says her mom stabbed her.
Only thing I recall is her coming at me like with the knife. Like I didn't even see my mom. I seen a demon, like a real demon. Like she had veins in her head. Her eyeballs was popping out.
It happened on Ashley's 34th birthday earlier this month at her mom's home off Myers Road on Detroit's west side. They were celebrating at first. Then at the end of the night, Ashley says her mom just snapped, coming at her with a kitchen knife.
I love my mom, and the whole thing is I've been saying, I don't want her to go to prison for a long time, but I want her to know that she can't keep getting away with stuff.
Hard to believe she can say that just 2 weeks after being stabbed in the heart. Ashley says her mom battles with alcoholism, but Ashley, the oldest sibling, still looks after her. Even the day this happened, Ashley picked her mom up after she'd wrecked another car.
I don't know when I'm going to be able to go back to work. They don't know when I'm gonna be in the clear. They said I probably will never breathe the same again.
2 open heart surgeries and more complications means hospital bills are piling up, and Ashley, of course, cannot return to work as a housekeeper at a local hotel, sharing her story and a GoFundMe page for some help.
I would greatly appreciate it. I really don't like asking people for help. I've been independent. I like to do stuff on my own.
Detroit police tell Fox 2 they're seeking charges against Ashley's mom. It's now in the hands of the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office.
I would tell her that I love her and I really want her to get help. I forgive her. I hope that she forgive herself, and I hope that she finds it in herself to really do get help this time.
Like we said, it's expensive to be in the hospital like this, and it sounds like Ashley will need aftercare once she's released.
Traditional media did not cover this story the right way. They left out a bunch of information, including Ashley's mother's name. And I wish I can say that Detroit PD Precinct Number 2 and the Wayne County Prosecutor did a better job of getting the information out there, but for whatever reason, they don't want this case to get too much attention. The reporter said that Wayne County prosecutors are still trying to determine if they will charge Ashley's mother, and I'm just trying to understand, what is it to think about? Ashley is the victim here, not her mother, who everyone is protecting. Ashley said that she wanted her mom to know she can't do this and behave like this, but at the same time, she said she didn't want her to go to prison for a long time. Ashley, I don't think you completely realize what this woman did to you. I think you're still in shock. She almost took your life. That's what she was attempting to do. On top of that, we have no way to determine the quality of life that you're going to have as a result of her actions. Ashley had to have 2 open heart surgeries. She raised over $11,000 on GoFundMe, and she's using that money to help her pay co-pays and also assist her with her bills because she won't be able to work for a while. On her GoFundMe, she wrote this: "Hello everyone, my name is Ashley Williams. I'm crying as I'm writing this because I hate asking for help, but at this time I have no choice. Here's my testimony. May 31st was my 34th birthday, and I was celebrating with family and friends, having a great time. My mom called around 3. Side note, I'm assuming that's 3 p.m. in the afternoon, saying that she totaled her car. So Ashley's mama got into a wreck, totaled her car, and AAA said it would take them a very long time to get there. According to Ashley, her mother said their arrival time wouldn't be until 9 p.m., which is a very, very long time to be waiting on AAA. Like, what's going on up there with AAA in Detroit? Do they really have people waiting up there for 6 hours? So Ashley, she gave more details. She said they picked up her mother and told her that she can come back to the party with them. Ashley said the party was at her dad's house. So we know from that bit of information, Ashley and her fiance, they had been over to her father's house celebrating her birthday. Reporters left that part out too, by the way. Guess they wanted us to think that she didn't have a dad. But yeah, the party was at Ashley's dad's house. The mom wasn't initially supposed to be there, but because she wrecked her car again in what appears to be a single car accident, she ended up with them at her dad's house. Ashley said that everybody was drinking and having a good time. At some point it was getting late, so her fiance was ready to go. Her mother was heavily intoxicated, but she didn't think anything of it. She wrote, quote, "It's not new to me." Got back to her mom's house, went to the bathroom. Her mama was up there talking to herself. Ashley started laughing and said, "What you talking about?" Then her mama said, "All my kids, God got y'all." Ashley responded, "Yes, he do." Then her mother said, "Y'all dirty HOs got my kids and think y'all doing something." Now, when her mother said y'all dirty HOs, I'm assuming that she's talking about the state. According to Ashley, her mother lost custody of her younger sisters because she hit her 16-year-old sister in the head with a brick. The 16-year-old had to get stitches, and of course, she lost custody of all her minor daughters. So, this was not the first time Ashley's anonymous mother lashed out and tried to harm one of her girls. She tried to delete Ashley, and now we're finding out she threw a brick at her 16-year-old daughter's head? That right there is why I don't agree with the whole she shouldn't have much prison time stance that Ashley had. I understand, Ashley, that that's your mother, but your mother isn't acting like one. She's an outright enemy, and let me tell you why. So back to her mother's house. Ashley said her mother was walking around drunk, talking about dirty HOs. The state took her kids. And then that's when Ashley was like, "Mom, you never take responsibility for nothing." So you have the daughter here, her grown daughter, 34 years old, trying to tell her mother, basically, "Why are you blaming the state? You're the one that hit my sister with that brick, and now my little sisters, they're somewhere with God knows who, and no telling what's happening to them." Because we know that stuff happens to kids in the system as well. Ashley's mama got so mad at her for holding her accountable, and we all know how much black women hate the accountability word. Shout out to Amanda Seals. But Ashley had to defend herself from her mother. She wrote that her mom ran up on her, tried to hit her, she swung and missed, and Ashley pushed her back. Mind you, at this point her fiance is in the middle trying to break it all up. Ashley's mom went and got the knife. And now Ashley, she's in tears. She's crying and talking to her mama, and she told her mama, like, "Really, Mom? You gonna stab me?" Ashley said her mama looked her straight in her eyes and stabbed her in the heart. And at the same time, she said, "B, I hope you die." You see, her mama couldn't whoop up on her, so she had to go find another way to take her out. She told her daughter, "B, I hope you die." And Ashley, that's why I said this is not your mama. This lady is a devil. And so she didn't see her daughter, she saw her enemy. You're still seeing your mother though. Her mama is just like Michael Craig's wife up there in Chicago. These toxic women, they never learn because they are never held accountable. They don't ever have to pay for what they've done because they're women. And no matter what they do, especially mama, you're supposed to let it go. Ashley and her fiance both in shock. He ended up getting cut too, trying to protect Ashley. Her mama cut his wrist. They called 911 but knew that they would take too long, so they couldn't wait. They applied pressure to minimize bleeding, and her fiance drove them to the hospital. Immediately when they got there, they rushed Ashley back to surgery. They performed open heart surgery on her just after 12 o'clock midnight. 2 days later, Ashley was discharged from the hospital. She stayed home for another 2 days and had to go back. She was experiencing complications. They diagnosed her with pneumonia and she had inflammation around her heart sac. They kept her in the hospital for an additional 3 days to treat that inflammation. Then she went home, everything was all good, until about 4 days later on June 12th. Ashley had to go back to the hospital again. This is her third stay. And during this hospitalization, they had to perform another open heart surgery. You know, I really feel sorry for Ashley. She did nothing to deserve this. I feel bad for her because she's had this toxic mom her whole life. She just never thought that she would end up on this side of it and nearly losing her life. Not to mention what she's going through mentally. All that "I gotta protect my mama" rhetoric, it has to go. Your mama just tried to take you out, but your life was spared. So Ashley, please stay away from this woman. I know you want her to be your mother, but she's not capable. She has issues and her issues have nothing to do with you, but she's making you pay for it. So again, please stay away from her. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started below. Sending my prayers to Ashley and her fiance. I'm wishing for the best for you all. Special thank you to Chi-Town Ron, Sir Shy, as well as Roosevelt and Wesley. Remember to support this channel, especially if you appreciate stories like this one that absolutely no one is talking about. Show your support. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. If you don't do anything else, give this video a thumbs up, likes are free, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button.